Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be using watercolour to create an expressive turtle painting. To begin with, I put a light layer of water down across all of my background area, and then I used a simple shade of blue to create that really nice background. I kept it nice and light at the bottom and got darker the further up the paper I went. I then put a layer of salt down, which created a really nice rippled effect. And to coincide with that, I then put some blue paint splatters down and some white paint splatters down to really emphasise that expressive look I was going for. After doing this, I would recommend letting the paper dry, as you don't want the blue to bleed into the turtle that we'll be painting later on. So I let this dry for about an hour just to make sure that it was really ready to go, and then we can add down the colours for the turtle. To begin with, for the turtle, I used a couple of colours as base layers to map in where the shadows were going to go and where you have them bright, vibrant areas. So I used a really light shade of blue to map in where them shadows were going to be later on, particularly around the bottom of the turtle, the side of the face. And then I used a bright, vibrant yellow to map in them really punchy, warm tones ready for the next few layers. I then used more of an orange tone to further darken the turtle and add in a few more details, particularly around the shell and the face area. This was something that I really wanted to focus on, as these are the main aspects of a turtle. Obviously the shell, really wanted to bring that to life with this lovely brown orangey tone. And I continued to further darken all of this and add in small amounts of detail the further along I went. Really basic techniques here. It's just looking at the reference photo, paying attention to where the colour needs to be and working that in slowly but surely. You can watch this full tutorial. It's just under 3 hours long over on my Patreon. I'll be going more in depth of how to actually add in each stage of detail and the best way to do that, so make sure you check that out if that's something that you want to learn. There's also a variety of other nature themed tutorials, so make sure you check that out, as it would be a massive help to me, and it also means that I can teach you all my skills and share the community of art with you all. After I'd put in that orange/brown colour, I then allowed for the paint to dry and went in with a really dark brown to again further darken and add in more detail. And because I allowed for the paint to dry, it meant that I didn't need to worry about that really dark brown bleeding into areas and sections that I didn't want it. So I would recommend letting it dry before you put in that really dark brown, as there is a massive contrast in shadows. So allowing for that to dry meant that you could really see where the shadows fall, rather than the dark bleeding into the light and creating a mess of colour. I did use the reference photo to know where to put the dark colours, but I didn't follow it to the point where I was spending hours making sure to get all of them dark areas, particularly around the shell, in the right place. I think it's easy to do that, but I would recommend enjoying it. If you want to put a dark line in a particular place that isn't in the reference photo, do that, as this is an expressive piece and you want it to be original and your own. So I do recommend following your own instincts whilst also being conscious of where the shadows naturally do fall. I also further darkened around the face using that dark brown. I then thought this was the perfect stage to put in the eye, as I didn't want to do it too early and make it too light, as you can now see where the dark areas go and kind of match that up to the eye. So I used that same colour to put the eye in and made it darker around the centre and the right, and then it got lighter the further to the left and upwards that it went. Once the eye has been added, I think it then becomes really easy to see how dark, like I say, everything then needs to be surrounding that, as I did darken this up very quickly to the correct shade. So it meant that I could put the mouth in and know how dark that needed to be, and again further darken around that, as I do think the eye, for the majority of paintings, the eyes are the focal point, so to be able to focus on them and match everything up to that is a really good skill to learn. You can then further add detail, particularly I would say around the neck, as it does have that kind of wrinkly, you do see them distinctive lines in the reference photo. So to be able to put them in and get them the right shade is something that can be quite difficult to do, as you don't want them to stand out too much and you don't want them to blend in too much. So finding that right shade of colour and then putting that over the neck area in them squiggly lines. Doing that is a really good way to, again, further emphasise that slightly realistic aspect of this turtle, and you're not counteracting from the expressiveness of the piece. At this stage, I would recommend taking a little bit of a step back from the piece. Don't necessarily mean letting it dry, I just think it's a good idea to take a couple of minutes away, maybe come back, then you can really identify the piece as a whole rather than the specific area you have previously been working on. So taking a look at the whole piece, you can then see this is something that needs changing, this is something that needs darkening. It's a really good way to get that reflection of the whole piece, as like I say, it's really easy to focus and pinpoint a specific area. So once you've done that, I would then go back in and add the further details to wherever you see fit around the neck. I know that I darkened the mouth up a little bit more. I think I darkened more of the shell as well. So it's just putting in them details and deciding where you want things to be darker. It is harder to lighten, which is why we've worked from light to dark. But yeah, it is crucial at this stage to look back and identify where you want them areas to be to make it your own. After I was satisfied with the level of detail I'd put in, I then let the paint dry again, and using some white acrylic, once the paper had dried, went in and put in some of the highlights. Used this a lot around the shell area. It's a really good way to distinguish between the light and the dark. The eye area is a really good way to just put in them general highlights so you can really distinctly see certain areas of this piece. And that is essentially it for this watercolour painting. Really enjoyed this particular piece, especially putting in that shell, as there was so many bright, vibrant colours, a lot of contrasting with the darks, the dark browns and then the yellows. Really enjoyed putting that in, and that is the main feature, I would say personally, for a turtle. That's how you normally distinguish this animal, so it was really nice to be able to do that. Really enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed painting along with me too. Like I say, make sure to check out my Patreon for more tutorials. And aside from that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Bye!